Welcome to the station where the words run free. Books are the ocean and you're the key. Unlock the pages, dive in deep. Stories awaken where the dreamers leap. The hand-washing station where tales collide. Catch the wave of thought, let it roll and glide. Live with the crowd and the books we praise. It's the podcast world where we turn the page.
Good evening.
Sorry.
Right, start.
It's like, okay, Abbs, go ahead and start. Good evening. Just burst out laughing.
Oh, thank you. I will do so. Welcome to another episode of Storytime with Modern Abbs. And this week, we are joined by a very special guest. It's none other than Empress Theresa herself.
In the flesh.
I'm not gonna lie, Carly, you look like you've tried to put your head through a sleeve by mistake.
Oh, that's beautiful.
For the record, it is cold in my house, so I have a sweater on.
So, Abbs, I want to hear your recap of the first 15 pages for all of those in the chat, in the podcast, and for Sweet Carly.
Happily. So, to give you a very brief recap on what has happened so far, Theresa is a 10-year-old girl who has been shot by a possessed ghost fox who should or shouldn't be out in the morning. She then experiences a self-made heat wave and forgets the rule of stranger danger whilst at Walmart with her mum when she meets a woman from the government who has been spying on her. And that covers it.
Don't forget about the that she had to eat breakfast and got indigestion.
Yeah, and they've hired a woman with memory loss at the switchboard.
Lovely. Wow.
More or less. Basically.
Very exciting.
So because episode 1 was not recorded, guys, Empress Theresa is a book by Norman Boutin. It's supposed to be a high fantasy, sci-fi thriller, something along those lines, and, well, it didn't quite hit the mark, and we've only read the first 15 pages, and basically what Ab said is true. We got Theresa, she's not an empress yet, 10 years old, cute as heck. I'm not kidding, that is the first line of the book. I hope it's not too much to brag, but I was cute as heck at 10 years old, so I mean, hitting the high notes as for a opening line. Gets shot by some weird fox. Some, quote, white orb, softball size, hit her in the stomach. Very poor phrasing. And she's been spied on for the past, 4 days? And, yeah, we're at the part where right after the government woman gives her phone number, says, call me when you're home. They have the most important interview since Moses came down from the mountain. That's an actual line from the book. So
It is.
And that we're gonna take it right from that point, right at the when Moses came down from the mountain line, and a little bit further from that, they're wrapping up their interview. So take it away, Abs.
Most of our people don't know why they're watching you. Only the people at the top know. I'm one of the few people who knows you give off heat. Without knowing, they know a lot, and not a lot. Without knowing or not knowing anything at all. Nobody can prove you have anything to do with Hal. That's the biggest secret. Of course it is. With what? Hold on. Without knowing about the heat as well. They can't spot you or suspect anything. Don't those 20 people know about me? What we've gathered in the first bit is people know, but they don't know. But they may know that they know, or they may not know that they don't know. But what we do know is that 20 people may know or not know that they know or not know.
Yes. Preach it. Yes. Yes, exactly. Yes.
Oh.
Very good, Theresa. I'm impressed. So I would be. These people are top-ranking officials from the Defence Intelligence Agency. Intelligence being the important word there. Your watchers are people hired from outside. They know nothing. Can I tell my parents? That's up to you. But remember, if you can't keep it a secret, why should your parents? Your mother will want to share it with Aunt Jessica. Then Aunt Jessica will want to share it with Uncle John. Right, can I just raise a query here? So you're telling me, imagine the scenario, right? So a bunch of these watchers are going to turn up to the office one day and they're going to go to their head of department and they're going to go, oh, let's imagine one of them's called Dave. Oh, hi, Dave. What have you been assigned to at the moment? Oh, I'm watching, sir. What are you watching? Oh, I don't know.
It doesn't give off any heat. I can't find it.
And then that same man goes home at night and his wife is like, what did you do at work today? I don't know.
But it's very important.
It's very important.
A 5-year-old child when they go, oh, what did you have for lunch today? I don't know.
What'd you learn at school? I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Did you do anything fun at school? I don't know.
Okay. Before you know it, 10,000 report. 10,000? I don't even think 10,000 reporters exist.
We're very confident in that number there. I don't...
Just imagine it. Norman's at home with his wife. Excuse me, darling. Can you just choose a number between 1 and 10? I think I'll go with 10,000. Lovely.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, no.
My brain already hurt.
I've got a headache. 10,000 reporters will be parked in front of your house for the rest of your life.
Oh, shit.
I don't even think they'd fit.
They're all just going to camp outside. Yes.
Like Tetris. Not if Hal never does... What? Not if Hal never does anything. All the more so, it's anticipating something that hasn't happened yet that interests people. Yeah, I anticipate this book being interesting, but it hasn't happened yet. A break in the conversation let me absorb this new idea. This was heavy stuff for a 10-year-old to think about. Something else had made me wonder. Why is the operator one of you guys?
Oh, gosh, not this again.
Oh, God. You might ask the operator to connect you to somebody, maybe somebody outside the country. We need to know who it is. It's for your protection. How can I give off heat without burning up? Hold on. There was a moment of silence.
I like how Carly's gotta come right up to the computer am I reading this right?
That's why I was like, what did she just say? How can I give off heat without burning up? Hold on, guys. Wait. I got this. Hold on.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
There was a moment of silence. I had stumped her.
Oh no.
Oh no, oh God. Teresa, we think Hal is doing a lot of things around you, but not inside you. It's like you're in a party. A lot of people are dancing around you, but they're not making you dance. That sounded reasonable. In what world is that reasonable? I'm sorry.
Are we sure about this?
So you're going to be inside a nightclub, everyone's going to be dancing, you're just going to be stood there, and it's like, oh no, they don't make me dance. I just stand here.
Sounds reasonable.
Okay. Well, well, I'll leave you alone now. Thanks for talking with me. Call any time you have questions. I have many. She hung up. I'll bet the 20 people cheered her for doing a good job.
What?
How can 20 people sit around a phone?
And what is there to cheer? You interviewed a 10-year-old girl. Good job. You get a gold star for the day.
I hate it.
There it was. They tapped the phone and watched me all the time. And they knew I knew. Oh, here we go. I was being watched. But I said nothing to Mum and Dad. What must the spies be thinking about that? In a moment, I realised Jan Struthers hadn't asked me if I told anybody beside my parents a secret. They knew I hadn't. How did they know that? Oh, one day, I woke up at 6:30 a.m., tumbled out of bed.
Poor
Tumbled.
Thing. Poor
What, like forward roll,
Just roll.
like dismount.
Dismount.
Like, ta-da!
Oh no.
You doing okay, Carly?
Oh,
My brain hurts.
Carly, are you questioning your life choices yet?
Yes.
Good.
Oh, I got there a while ago. I'm just riding the waves now.
Tumbled out of bed and changed to jeans and sweatshirt before my groggy eyes cleared and I noticed an orange spot in the middle of my field of view. It was right there in the exact middle.
You doing okay?
I was trying to work out. Let's run with that. No matter where I looked, I hadn't noticed immediately because it was small. It was like an orange golf ball at 40 feet.
40 feet. Again with the numbers. It's like...
I put on shoes and walked to the living room. The orange spot was always there. I went out to the backyard. Likewise, the little orange ball was always there. Even when I looked up at the sky, Hal must have had something to do with it. What is that for? I whispered. What?
Okay,
What?
okay,
Who's she
so...
whispering to?
Well, to herself. But the whole thing is, like, she has, like, a reticule. Like, it's a first-person video game where you shoot guns. Like, the reticule in the middle of your screen.
I got a question.
Go on.
Yeah.
What is Hal?
Oh, the white softball thing that hit her in the stomach that was shot by a outward from a fox.
Yes. Yes, because that needs a name. Thank you, Echo, for recognizing that. Thank you. And yes, because that needs a name. Okay.
She named it because of the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey. No, I'm not kidding. That's
the white ball reminded her of the Odyssey?
It's explained about as good as you think it is. That's all.
Yep.
I'll take that. Yep. I'll take that. That's answer enough. Okay.
A few days later, I was working in the tiny garden I kept in the backyard. I liked to grow pumpkins, which were fairly easy to grow, and would grow 8 plants a year in the small plot. The plants now had vines 3 feet long with little 1 inch pumpkins. Hold on, 3 feet compared to an inch.
Why does even I? It's the exact numbers that get me. And as an engineer myself, numbers are a real big part of my job and how I think. But like, it's unnecessary information. And also, how does she know this? Did she measure the vines? Did she measure the pumpkins?
You must keep a tape measure with her at all times, just so she knows exact numbers.
Girl likes to.
Oh, I can just imagine it. The plants now, the plants now had vines 3 feet long with little 1 inch pumpkins. They would expand rapidly in the next month until they reached 8 or 10 inches in diameter in September. I was pulling up the annoying weeds that kept sprouting up all the time. The worst was that prickly weed, whose name I didn't know, that would grow 3 feet tall if you let it. Oh, I used a hand spade to dig one of the prickly weeds up by the roots and fell to a rock. I brought up the 3 inch wide flat rock and threw it at a gallon water sprinkler can 10 feet away. The rock hit the can dead centre. I hadn't even tried to do that. I found another rock and threw it at the can. It too hit the can. I got the rocks and walked 15 what? 15 what? And walked 15 yards, I'm going to say, away from the can. I threw the rocks while keeping the orange dot in my eye. Filled. What? in my, oh, yeah. In my eye field on the can. The rocks hit the can again. I got the rocks once more and walked 50 feet away. Nobody could hit the can from this distance. I threw. The rocks hit the can. That's what the orange dot was for. It was an aiming device. It got the rocks to whatever I was looking at. Interesting, but I couldn't see any use for it.
All right, then.
Right, hold on. So you've just took the time to explain the orange dot is used for aiming, but there is no use for it. Well, there is, because you've just said what it is.
Hang on, I got it. Carly needs a moment here. She's I can see gears and smoke.
I'm just really struggling to wrap my brain around like over explanation of everything is really just throwing me. It's really making my brain just go, what? What's happening?
It builds up the excitement.
Oh, definitely. And you can
Imagine
see it in
how
my
much
eyes.
worse it would be without it.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. Because I would just be dead inside, right? Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, no.
All right. 2 days later, I saw 10-year-old Tommy Kearns walking back from the nearby convenience store. I sometimes saw him throwing a baseball with another boy. Going to Tommy's house, Mum. Okay, dear. Tommy's house.
Because where's Mom in this situation? Right there?
Right. There's no, like, I don't know, there's just no whereabouts. There's no description of where she is, other than she's just looking at Tommy going down the street, apparently, and allegedly, or assumedly, she's... Yeah. She's just, I guess,
She
at her house again.
teleports.
Yeah.
She teleports.
What I
And she
can't
just
get over
doesn't
the
know
fact
it yet.
is that she's got this orange reticule thing. If she's trying to aim through it, she's going to be standing there cross-eyed.
Oh,
Her mum. So she's going to be out in the garden lobbing rocks. Her mum's going to be in the kitchen window looking at her going, "Is she all right?"
Just staring out the kitchen window, just going, honey, I have a bad feeling about this one. I don't.
Now I'm just looking at Abb's profile picture, imagining it cross-eyed.
Tommy's house was 4 homes down the street. I knocked on the Kern's door. The mother answered. "Hi, is Tommy here?" The mother found Tommy and told him Theresa was visiting. Tommy came to the door. "Hi, Theresa." "Hi, you want to pass the ball?" "Sure, I'll get it." He retrieved a baseball and 2 baseball gloves, and we went to the street. We stood roughly 15 feet apart and passed the ball back and forth. I backed up to 20 feet and we continued passing. I was getting the ball straight to Tommy's chest. He was not doing as well. I had to take a step or 2 to the side
Poor
to
Tommy.
catch the ball. Tommy stood in place. "Hey, you're good," Tommy exclaimed. "How do you do that?" "I'm a natural," while standing there cross-eyed.
I'm a natural, you little liar.
I'm aiming right for your chest, obviously.
I mean, just, oh my gosh, the cross-eyed thing. Just... Oh, man.
I backed up to 30 feet. It went the same way. I hit Tommy dead on. What? Oh, dead on. While Tommy's aim was typical for a 10-year-old, bad. Tommy's father came out and walked to Tommy. "Can I take over, son?" Tommy was glad to be relieved. The father smiled and asked, "Ready?" "Yeah," I said. We tossed back and forth.
Yeah, I'm ready. Throw it. See what you got, old man.
Oh, Tommy's father had an accurate aim. I didn't have to step side to catch the ball. After a few throws, Tommy's father backed up to around 40 feet. No 10-year-old could throw accurately at this distance, he must have thought. We tossed the ball. I invariably got the ball straight to Tommy's father. This went on for another 10 minutes. Other people had been coming out to watch.
Okay, because, you know...
Why?
Okay, so something else. It's not just an aiming device. Apparently she has super strength then, right? Because it's not just being able to throw the 40 feet. You just have a stronger
Exactly.
arm, too.
And teleporting.
Yeah.
And teleporting.
I just... Imagine, like, people coming out of their house going, "Holy crap, they're exactly 40 feet apart and throwing a ball." Guys, get the lawn chairs. I gotta watch this.
40 feet's not that long of a distance.
It really, honestly, it's really not. I mean,
Like-
maybe pushing it for a 10-year-old, maybe. But still, it's not something that you get out of your house and go, "Wow, I gotta stop what I'm doing and watch this."
Like, whoa, guys.
At last, the father noticed that I was getting tired. This was August, and it was very hot. "Let's call it quits, Theresa," the father said. "It's getting hot."
Oh, must be throwing off heat again.
Okay. I went aside to talk to Tommy. Several adults came up to Tommy's father. One of them asked him, "How good is she?" "She's incredible."
Phrasing? No. Dude.
Oh, She's incredible. Someday she might pitch for the Red Sox. August rolled on. It was a week before I was to begin the 5th grade, and I could think of little else. Most kids said they hated school. I loved it. It. Bear with me 1 second.
Hi, Carly.
That was my face. Yeah.
So.
I don't even.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm back with you.
okay.
August rolled on. It was a week before I was to begin the 5th grade, and I could think of little else. Blah 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 blah. It was there that I met all my friends who were scattered all over town in the summer. They're that. What? They're that the girls.
What?
What? It.
Carly, take it from here. No, I'm just kidding.
There, that the girl. Oh, hello.
Sorry.
Let me just. It
Where-
was there I met all my friends who were. Wait, no, I missed it.
There that I met all my friends who were scattered. There that
It was
the
there
girls.
all my friends.
The last sentence.
There that the girls invited each other to each other's homes.
I don't think
There
that.
that.
Yeah, that's where we're all getting tripped up. There that.
It was there I met all my friends who were scattered all over town in the summer. There that the girls invited each other to each other's homes.
Don't mind us. We're just trying to work through this bit.
I think they're supposed to be like that is no.
That is there. No, that still doesn't work. There that is.
Never mind. Anyway. It was a working day for my parents, and Catherine had eaten something.
Good.
Ooh.
She won't.
Wow.
She won't hallucinate.
I began throwing together lunch for myself. Mum had bought Right, no. I'm sorry, right? So you're 10 years old and you're thinking, oh, what would I have for dinner? Oh, like other 10-year-olds would have like chicken nuggets and chips. What am I going to have? Steak. I'm sorry. Oh.
I like how you couldn't even finish that sentence. You're like, and I decided that. Wait, hang on 1 second.
Wait.
Oh, there was a new bottle of steak sauce. I tried to open it, but it was tight. The trouble with these steak bottles was that the cap was so narrow. There was no leverage to twist it. I tried harder. No wonder little old ladies starved to death. Hold on. Right, so just imagine, right? So, you're at home, you're really sad because your loving nan has just passed, and in through the post comes her death certificate. And as you read through it, at the bottom it says cause of death. And under there it says she couldn't open a bottle.
The fact that this man thinks that old ladies drink sauce from the bottle.
And that's all they eat. Oh, yeah, just imagine your nan's doctor appointment. Oh, so what's your diet like? A1 steak sauce.
I mean, good choice, but still. You okay, Carly? No?
Carly's gone.
I am just speechless. I just, like, as someone who works in a field where I deal with death certificates, if that were me at my job, and I got this in, and I read the paper, and it's like, reading down, and you're like, oh, cause of death, couldn't open steak sauce bottle. I think I'd quit. I think I'd be like, nope, this job's been enough. I'm just gonna slowly put down this piece of paper and just walk out the door. I've seen enough. I am good. Like, oh,
It's quite an author. Quite a book.
A little more effort and the bottle broke. Steak sauce spilled on the counter. A steak sauce bottle had particularly thick glass and should be unbreakable. I cleaned up the mess and put away the rest of the food that I hadn't made or got out. I wanted to think. How had I broken the thick...
I wanted to think.
Me too!
I want to think. Please. Please, I want to think. Can I think? Please.
All right, everyone tuning in, I think now's the opportunity. Let's have a think.
Thinking.exe. Task failed.
Oh no. How had I broken the thick glass bottle, which not even a strong man could have done? I mean, have they tried? Did I have a lot of strength? I looked around for something to lift. The living room sofa was the heaviest piece of furniture in the house. I lifted one end of it easily, but so did Dad. How could I tell how strong I was? I went to the basement and looked around. Like many people, we Sullivans kept lots of junk we never used. I rummaged around and found 2 complete sets of old lawn horseshoes, grabbed a horseshoe with both hands and tried to twist it. At first it didn't change, but as I applied more force, Hal seemed to get the idea. The horseshoe bent easily. The next morning I approached Mum. I want to see Father Richard. She spun her head around it.
So we got the Exorcist now.
Wait. I will give a recreation of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Just ridiculous. I mean, also the fact that she bent it, right? I mean, I'm sure as any kid got ridiculous ideas like this, I'll let that slide, right? Oh, heck, I broke a bottle. I could probably push a car and, like, smash through concrete, you know, kids. But the fact that she actually bent it and then was like, you know what? I'm gonna sleep on this. I'll tell Mom in the morning. It seems a little ridiculous.
Well, no, it's the fact that she spun her around, like she's now convulsing on the floor with whiplash.
That's a pretty good sandwich.
Mm-hmm. What about? I can't tell you. Honey, you can tell me anything. Maybe I can help. I can't tell you. No. Mum was worried. Something serious must be going on. That even at age 10, I had certain rights to privacy.
Oh, sassy are we?
Because you would know. All right, dear, I'll drive you. On the way through the living room, I picked up a burlap shopping bag used by environmentally conscious people who didn't want paper or plastic. What's in there, Mum asked. Horseshoes. Why are you taking those? It's a secret. Mum was really worried. She made a quick call to the rectory to make sure Father Richard Donaghy would be there.
No, hang on. Donutty.
Yeah.
There's a T in there. It's donutty. It's Father Donutty.
I'm not saying that.
Come on, it's Father Donutty.
Yeah, but not as somebody who's British.
Why? What's wrong with
Do you
you
want me to do
saying?
my bad British?
Right. To make sure that Father Richard Donutty would be there. We drove the 1.5 miles to the rectory and were met at the door by the smiling 29-year-old priest. I knew I could trust him to keep my secret.
I don't like that.
Priests were supposed to be beyond salvation if they revealed a secret or something like that. That's what I thought then. Ah, Theresa wants to be a nun. He joked. She won't tell me what it's about. Oh, he got more serious. Do we all talk together? No, I said. Me alone.
Me alone.
Thank you.
Me alone.
Very well, Mrs. Sullivan. He indicated the living room, which served as a waiting room. This way, he smiled, showing me to his office. Father Donut sat at his desk, and I sat in a chair in front of him. Now, Theresa, what's on your mind? I have to show you something. I took 3 horseshoes out of the bag and stacked them together. The ends had small bends, and I had to arrange the horseshoes with one advanced over the one below so that the rest of the structures would lie flat on top of each other.
Who cares? It's just unnecessary detail.
Then I grabbed all 3 shoes at once by the ends and started trying to twist them. I applied more and more pressure over some 15 or so seconds until I did succeed in bending the horseshoes about 50 degrees. I put them down on his desk. The priest thought it had to be a trick. He picked up a horseshoe and tried to bend it with all his strength. It didn't budge. He tried the other 2 with the same result. It was no trick. I had bent all 3 at once. He tried to remain calm as I waited patiently for his comment. The thought of diabolic possession had to be the first thought that came to him. Possession was often manifested by super strength. He managed to say, "How did you do that?" I have something from space. The government knows about it. They watch me all the time. They followed me. I saw them.
The way that repeats.
Okay. When we came here,
I'm sorry, it's just getting more ridiculous.
oh, Mum doesn't know. They followed you here. Yeah, they're in the green car. I pointed in the direction of the parking lot. He got up to look out the window at the small parking lot. There was a green car out there, a 4-door sedan. Instead of driving into the parking space as everybody did, they had backed up so that the 2 men inside could watch the rectory. There was a blue car next to it, similarly backed in to watch the rectory. This car had a male driver and female passenger. Can you wait here a minute, Theresa? Yeah. He went outside. The window was open in the heat, so I walked over to listen to whatever I might hear. When Jan Struthers saw him, she instantly got out of the blue car and quickly walked over to him. These men don't know everything. Only I do. What did Theresa say? I'm not at liberty to say. It's not the usual stuff. It isn't.
Wait, hold on.
It's critical you tell no one. Theresa will be the first to suffer. People will come after her. They'll kidnap her, kill her, or worse. Who are you? I work for the American government. Oh, God. How many of you are there? Hundreds. That's a lot of people. Do you understand?
Yes, it is. It's like 10,000 reporters.
It's about we've gone 20 people who may or may not know. We've then gone to 10,000 reporters who can't actually fit on a lawn. We've then gone to hundreds of people, none of whom know what they know.
Yes. Yes, it's all coming together now. Yes.
Please. Do you understand how important this is? I'm beginning to. Father Donutty thought things out over for a moment. I'll need to tell the Cardinal. Why? Theresa needs one person she can trust. I need the Cardinal's help to stay close to her wherever she is. All right, but it goes no further. Don't call him on the phone. Talk to him in person. Jan Struthers walked back to her car, and he returned to his office. I'd like the Cardinal to come here and talk with you sometime. Is that all right? Sure, I said. A meeting was arranged with the Cardinal. It was concluded that there was no diabolical possession.
Wait, what?
I was a perfectly normal, good girl. Why? Why is that needed?
Because we needed to know.
I'm a good Catholic
Yeah, but
girl.
we didn't. You really didn't. My story, confirmed by the brief visit of Jan Struthers, had to be true no matter how amazing it was. I did so well in the 5th grade, it was decided I'd skip the 6th
Oh, gosh.
and go straight into 7th. I would graduate from high school at 17. Oh, that's quick. Part of the decision to let me skip a year was my head. What?
Carly, are you reading that? Look at Carly.
Part of the decision to let me skip a year was my hair.
Can either of you ladies help me out here? Because I wouldn't understand as a man. So, can you skip grades by length of hair?
I mean, if we could, I wish I'd known.
I was not aware of this. This would have helped me so much.
That's even
It
funnier because you
started
shaved your
growing
head
very
once.
thick. Oh, don't. It started growing very thick after Hal came around. I mean, you could grab a handful of my hair and feel the weight like it was wet.
Ooh.
So she's become Hagrid.
A 10-year-old Hagrid.
Well, no, she's aged 7 years in the period of a year.
Oh yeah.
'Cause
Oh
she's
yeah,
now
that's she's
17.
right. She's 17 now. 17-year-old Hagrid. You're right. You're right.
Mum was sure this was a sign of my change of life,
Oh, boy.
and I needed to be with girls my own emotional age. Yeah, well, I was growing up fast, but it wasn't because of hormones. Was worrying. What? Oh, I was worrying about Hal. And so were a lot of others. Jan Struthers walked by me sometimes in a store or someplace when Mum and Dad were out of sight. She asked how things were going and asked was there any news about Hal. I never told her about the orange spot in my eye field or the strength Hal gave me. Oh, this is so weird. They'd haul me off to some laboratory. One time I asked her how many people were watching me. 400. So they've gone on a hiring drive.
Or like, she's growing more hair. We need to keep as many eyes on her. We need another round of people.
Just
Let's start the hiring process.
In
Yeah,
her-
but imagine the interview process.
oh,
Like
yeah.
you're sitting there
Hi,
going,
I'm so glad you applied for this position. I have to ask you a very important question. This is very pivotal for this job, and if you do not answer this question to the requirements that we are expecting, I will have to tell you will not be getting this position. Part of this job is you'll have to watch a particular person, and what is your feeling about? I know this is going to be a personal question, but what is your personal opinion on hair? Please understand how you respond to this will determine whether or not you get this job. So please understand. You must. If you need a few minutes to answer, I completely understand.
You're forgetting they're not supposed to know, but they're also supposed to know.
yeah, but imagine the follow-up interview. Oh, can I ask what this job entails? Oh, we don't know.
No.
Oh, okay.
You don't know.
I just imagine the cul-de-sac that Theresa lives on. you can't find any parking because every available spot is just a black sedan.
With reporters hanging out.
Oh, yeah.
She said, it takes that many people to watch somebody 24 hours a day
No, it doesn't.
without being noticed.
No, it doesn't.
If you see 400 people in one spot, I think you'd notice.
I think I'd be concerned.
Yeah, but you go up to them and go, sorry, can I just ask what you're doing? Oh, we don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. It would be easier if I lived in an Iowa farmhouse. They could keep an eye on me from a distance. But when Mum and I went into Boston, 150 watchers had to spread out to keep an eye on me.
That's the whole damn store.
It would be just as bad when I went to high school and moved around a lot. Jan said, I suggested we just give you $10 million if you promise to stay home. They turned it down. They were right. I wouldn't stay home.
Wow. I'm enthralled. I want to read more.
I feel like I know less now than I did before I read this.
All right, that
Like,
was
I have
chapter
questions,
1.
but I don't even
Ask.
know how to ask.
Well,
I don't even know. That's the thing. I have questions, but I'm like, how? What?
Well, let's take it from
What?
the top. How do you feel about this story?
Conflicted. Very conflicted. My emotions are on a very wide range right now. I am not exactly sure. Me and my therapist will be talking about this per my next session because I don't think I can handle. I'm gonna walk in and she's gonna be like, "Carly, how's it going?" And be like, "No, I have a lot to unload right now." And she's gonna be like, "Oh, what's going on?" And be like, "I've been reading this book, and
How do you feel about hair?
it has me questioning a lot." Let's start right there. How do you feel about hair? And tell me, does 10,000 sound like a big number to you? Because speaking of numbers, how do you feel about exact numbers?
That was
Because
very
apparently
weird.
a roundabout.
There was just the amount of attention and inattention to exact numbers. And the fact that, like, okay, so she's a gardener. That's fine. Kids have a varying degree of hobbies and whatnot. But, like, I don't know the name of this weed, but it grows to exactly 3 feet tall if you let it. Also, these vines are 3 feet. This pumpkin is 1 inch in diameter. It grows up to 8 plants a year, and it'll grow to 8 to 10 inches by September. Literally useless.
I think someone put in the chat what it was. I think they said it was thistle.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
But still, that's just, it's irrelevant information. All of that could have been condensed to, I went outside to garden the pumpkins that I was growing in the summer so that they would be, excuse me, I had something to drink, so that they'd be full grown by September. Like, you could have did all of that in one sentence and just kept moving on. And then the whole fact that the aiming reticule thing was just like it felt like a red herring. Like, we got this entire boring lead up to, I can't find a use for this, so...
But Theresa is what she does. You know, she is just
a
very
girl.
complex character, a good girl, a good Catholic girl. She's a very complex character with aiming ability, super strength, and teleports, but just doesn't know it yet. And the government's watching her, and she's a very aware character. I will give her props for that. She's very aware of her surroundings, unlike some characters out there, I guess, because she can notice everyone, all the government people, but apparently no one else can. So I guess I round of applause to Theresa that she can be all of that. Maybe because of the orange dots in her eye field, that I think has something to do with it, but it's hard to say. No, very complex, very interesting character. Really, she very much unfolds herself and is like, "This is who I am. I am what I do." So,
What about you, Abs? How do you feel about this story so far?
I feel many things. For a minute, I can just imagine in like when he did his first draft and he's gone to the editor and they've gone, "Do you think we should have more or less reporters?" And he's just gone, "Yes."
more cowbell. More cowbell. We need more cowbell.
So
That's what this was, but
I got something for both of you. He edited his own story. Carly's done. Carly's done.
Right, hold on a minute. Right.
Oh, gosh.
It's just...
He
Right,
said,
hold on. I need to just... I'm changing my profile picture for a minute.
oh, yes, he's gone through,
There we go.
What is that? What have you done? If you... Alright, for those who don't know, Abs just took Norman's cover and gave her gave Theresa cross eyes.
It's just... on a serious note, it genuinely feels as though, and we mentioned this last week, that it's as if he's suddenly been in like a really deep sleep and has suddenly gone, "Oh my God, I've got an idea. Scribble, scribble, scribble." And he's gone, "Yeah, that'll do." Like, none of it links. None of it is... It just doesn't feel natural the way it's written in any way.
Mm-hmm. It's, for me, unless you have more,
No, okay, go on.
the pacing is what's absolutely staggering. Like, it's a slog to get through. And then the rest of August passed. What? Then, like, 8 days later passed and I woke up at 6:30 a.m., stumbled out of bed like a drunkard and put on jeans. It's either a painful crawl to the end of that section, or it is light speed to the next event. Like, it feels like there's no in between.
the pacing is just weird.
It's atrocious.
Well, yeah, because we start at 10, then she goes to school and is suddenly 17 with Hagrid hair.
Well, her hair got her a diploma.
Yeah.
I literally
Graduated.
Can we talk about that for a second? I'm
Yeah.
like, not even being funny. What was he trying to say? That doesn't even make any sense. Her
I don't
There's no
actually know.
logical. There must have been, not to be in defense of what this story isn't or isn't. I'm guessing there was something else in context that he just forgot to add, or maybe it's foreshadowing for something later. I don't know.
As I'm sitting here,
I can't help but think... Sorry, go on, Dylan.
No, I was gonna say, I think what he's trying to get at is, without being too in depth, he was trying to say, like, she looked more mature, and
Yeah.
what maturity, like physical maturity, has to do with what grade you're in. I don't think that has any bearing. It's, if you pass a grade,
And your
you pass
hair?
a grade. Well, I think that was what he's trying to do, is not be like super creepy, right? And be like, oh, I fully developed, or, I certain thing, like, I don't want to get weird either. Just, I think he tried to pull the hair thing, like, you could tell my hair was becoming more full, and that was it. he's trying to say I'm maturing, therefore everyone thought I should go up a grade, but that still does not make sense.
But is that just a lack of understanding or just nonsense?
It's nonsense.
Tell me you've never spoken to a woman without telling me you've never spoken to a woman.
Oh, it's, well, like I was telling you yesterday, Carly, and I talked with you about this too, Abs. Like, some of the words and phrasing this author used, you can tell that he's very set in a period, because no 10-year-old that I've ever came across in my 32 years on this, I'm 33 now, I'm sorry, in my 33 years on this earth, has ever said me and my girlfriends. Never. It's never happened. Not once. That is what mature women say about their friends, not a 10-year-old girl.
As a mature woman, I do not call my friends who are girls my girlfriends. I do not call them that. I do not know.
Well, no,
Call.
I'm not saying everyone does it, but I'm saying, like, if any group were to, it'd be a mature woman, not a 10-year-old.
Possibly, yeah. I think maybe it's just because when was this book published?
2014.
2014.
And the
I'm
the latest revision I think came out in 2020. Like, that was the latest that his latest edit.
okay. Because I was gonna comment on maybe that like the times are different. I mean, it's only been 11 years, but it's a lot. As a lot that over the last 10 years have changed with culture and stuff. So, and obviously the slang is very much a big thing. So maybe that's something like, and like this man's like, what, 60 years old? So he probably comes from a very different culture, but I don't know why I'm trying to defend this man. I don't know.
And I mean, that's okay, because we are at page 24 of 468. And God help us. We are approaching the 1 hour mark. So yeah, we're going to bring today's episode to an end. But yeah, let's go around for some last thoughts. Dylan?
Honestly, I'm loving it just for the absurdity. It's a hilariosity, as one YouTuber would put it. It's so bad you can't help but laugh and have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
True. Carly?
I am beyond words. I am simply existing. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around what we just read, because my goodness, I have questions I know I'm never going to get answers to, and I'm going to have to learn to be okay with that. Because dang,
You can't even.
Theresa's a very, very complex character. That's for sure.
How about you, Abs?
I mean, it's been an absolute displeasure reading this. I thank you all for inflicting this awful pain upon me by forcing me to read this nonsense week after week. So when I have finished my counselling session this week, we will return next Friday at the same time, or not with any luck.
Same Theresa book, same Theresa time, same Theresa channel.
And with any luck, Empress Theresa will be here next week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Thank you all for tuning in for this wonderful episode. We'll catch you all in the chat down below. And hopefully we'll see you all next week.
Welcome to the station where the words run free. Books are the ocean and you're the key. Unlock the pages, dive in deep. Stories awaken where the dreamers leap. The hand washing station.